Hello and welcome to the introduction video for EDCI 5700, Introduction to Research and Curriculum and Instruction for the Summer 2026 semester. My name is John Cannon and I am the instructor for the course. And let's just go ahead. We'll go ahead and share my screen and get the syllabus up. And the purpose of this recording is to go over the expectations and assignments, and also to go over the syllabus and get into the Canvas website for EDCI 5700. And here we go. Here's the information. This is an 8-week online course, and it will begin June 15th and run through August 7th. And time will fly once we get going with the course. Here again, I'm John Cannon. I'm located at the University of Idaho Boise Center. Here's my office address. Here's my office phone number. But the very best way to reach me is through email, and here it is in the syllabus, my email address. There's also an email function in Canvas that you can use to reach me. At your convenience, you can read through the college vision and mission, the college's framework, and then course goal and expectations, and then the course objectives. And by the end of this course, students will be able to access, search, and synthesize existing literature in their field, education, or whatever field you are in taking the course. Be critical consumers of research literature, have an understanding of the nature of scholarly research and its relevance to professional lives, and collect and synthesize literature related to a research study of interest. And then you can read about the outcomes um, for the course. Here's the textbook. The required textbook is Creswell and Guterman 2025, and it is the 7th edition of Educational Research, Planning, Conducting, and Evaluating Quantitative and Qualitative Research. And uh, this is available through the publisher Pearson. This textbook, along with our other textbook, the APA 7th edition. Those are all available through the Vandal bookstores, inclusive access. And there is a link in Canvas that can take you to get access to those textbooks. So the Creswell and Guterman, then the APA 7th edition. And if this is your first research course and you're in a grad program that leads to a thesis, possibly a doctoral dissertation down the road, you will need the APA manual. And we're currently on the 7th edition, and this is used to format writing, and it will be expected that students will use the APA manual to format papers that they submit for this course. And again, both those books are available through the Vandal bookstores inclusive access. If you want to get a hard copy of the textbook, you want to go the traditional route of having that uh, that textbook that you can hold in your hands, turn the pages. You can also get a copy from the Vandal bookstore. You can go to the Pearson Publishing Company. You can go to Amazon. You can go to the APA site in order to order the publication manual. Different options. It's up to you, the student, if you want to use the university's inclusive access or go through one of the merchants and purchase the textbooks. So the learning activities and assignments are organized by modules. And again, this is an intensive 8-week self-paced at your own pace online course. I have provided suggested deadlines for work for the modules. The course will begin in mid-June and end in early August. So the best thing to do is manage your time. Don't wait till the last couple of weeks of the class to complete the readings, complete assignments. So again, this here in the syllabus, these are suggested completion dates, and we go with completing two modules within within the same time period, and the June 28th suggested completion date. That's at the end of the second week of the summer term. We'll ask you to begin by providing an introduction on Canvas to help us get to know you and help to build a community among the students. And when you go in, let us know who you are, what your professional and research interests might be, what you hope to gain from the class, and also a little bit about yourself. Tell us what makes you tick. It could be what you do as a hobby, what you do leisurely activity. You can share if you wish about your family, and and also share more about your career. And also, I'd ask that you upload a photo that helps to tell your story in this course introduction on the discussion board. This is an assignment that's worth 60 points, and this is due. It's actually due at the end of I've got here on the syllabus midnight June 15th. No, it should be the 21st, and I will get that changed in the syllabus. Then for every module, there will be a reflective commentary. And with the reflective commentary, this is where we ask that I ask that you share one or two things of particular interest in the activities for the module. And then a second part is how you will use this in your professional practice. Then there's a 10-point quiz for each learning module. It's also located in Canvas. The first major assignment is the first paper, and it's a research summary. And what we do, we ask that you read and summarize and review either a quantitative or qualitative research piece of scholarly literature. And this can be from a research journal article. It could be from a research conference presentation. It could be from a dissertation, a thesis. It could be from a book. You could review a book. You could review a book chapter. Here are the guidelines for it. And this is to be a 3 to 4 page paper. And the reference list is included in the 3 to 4 pages. A cover page is not required, nor is it expected. But if you do use a cover page, that will not count. That will not be included toward the page count. If you do not use a cover page, make sure that your name is on the first page, preferably underneath the title. This will be APA formatted, 7th edition, and use Times New Roman 12-point font. And again, this is a 3 to 4 page paper, no more than 4 pages, and that does include the reference list. This will be due July 5th. Next major assignment is the annotated bibliography. I do have examples in Canvas, and this is kind of the preliminary process of the final paper, the literature review. And in an annotated bibliography, this is to help organize sources, organize references. And so with an annotated bibliography, um, each annotation will have the reference in APA format, and then a description of the piece of literature. And this is usually about 150 words, no more than 200 words, which is a descriptive and evaluative paragraph, and that's known as the annotation. And this is used to help you organize your references, your sources before writing the literature review paper. So with this, a cover page is required, then your annotated bibliography, and each annotation will start with the reference and then the annotation, the summary, and then at the end there shall be a reference list. And there must be, or excuse me, in order to receive an A, at least 10 citations from 4 different types of publications are required, and that's to be considered for an A. And when I talk about different types of publications, you've got a research journal article publication, research conference presentation where there is a paper involved. It might be published in the conference proceedings, which is very similar to a journal article, but a conference research conference paper, which is presented, is separate than a journal article. Then thesis, master's thesis, or doctoral dissertation. It could be a government or industry report. A source could be a book. It could be a chapter in an edited book. So that's the annotated bibliography, and that's due July 19th. And then what you'll do is you'll take the annotated bibliography and you'll write your literature review. And there's no page requirement for the literature review. Here are the guidelines. Again, it's APA 7th edition. Times New Roman 12-point font. There shall be a cover display or a cover page, excuse me, cover page, an abstract of no more than 200 words. Then your literature review, and this is where you synthesize and summarize the research literature related to your topic. Then you'll have the reference page, which follows APA formatting. And this and all writing assignments shall be done in a Word file. I won't accept a PDF or any other type of word processing. It needs to be in a Word file. And also be very careful if you write a paper in another uh, uh, software and then take it to Word file, to a Word document. Make sure that you check the formatting, because some of the programs don't take it from the other software into Word completely. So it's completely, the formatting is complete and the same when you go into Word. So you'll need to check that, especially with the reference list. I've seen students in past semesters struggle using another word processing software and then putting it in Word and losing their reference formatting. This is due August 5th. Chapter 2 of a dissertation or thesis are good examples of what a literature review looks like, and I will have examples in Canvas. Participation, this is pretty straightforward. Complete all the assignments. You're a good citizen on the discussion board, and complete all the work, meet all the expectations of the course, and you will earn full participation points, 100 points. And here's the deadlines. The first one, the beginning of the course introduction, is due June 21st. The module reflective commentaries, and there's 12 throughout the term. Also on the reflective commentaries, students are not required to respond to other students' postings, but please feel free to do so. Please feel free to do and start a conversation. So then the module quizzes throughout the semester. The research summary is due July 5th. Annotated bibliography, August 19th, or excuse me, July 19th, and the literature review, August 5th. Here's the grading scale, and here's the late work. As I mentioned earlier, this is an online at your own pace course. There are, I've got deadlines for the major papers. Um, but everything needs to be submitted by August 7th. Anything not received by August 7th will not receive points. If you have an issue, if anything comes up, and you're unable to meet a deadline, contact me right away. Contact me right away so we can make the appropriate relationships. You can look through the rest of the university policies for courses and other resources. And if you have any questions on the syllabus, do not hesitate to let me know. So I'll stop the share on that, and we'll now go to the Canvas site. And here we go. We're in the Canvas site. Here's the homepage for it. And what this will have, this has description of the class, these introductory recording, and by now the one for summer 2026 has been up because you're watching it. And then links um, to get you to different things. There's a link to get to the introductory video. I'll get rid of that. Link to the course objectives. There's a link to the syllabus. More information about me. And again, the best way to reach me is through my email. Then a link for the course textbooks. And let me go back. Each of you should have my textbooks vital source. Click on here, and this will take you so you can log in and get access to the course textbooks. And this is personalized. So what you'll do is come in, you'll find your courses, and that's how you will be able to ask or be able to access your textbooks. So, all right. Then I've got a page for getting started. And this just explains what each module, what's going through each module. It also has the introductory video, and again, link to textbooks and the syllabus. And then here's the description of what's in each of the modules, and then a link to go to module 1. Then the other links, and this is where I'll post announcements. You can, here's a shortcut to this discussion board. The introduction is the first one, and students have already started to post on who they are on the discussion board. Here's me. I posted my information, and I also shared photos I took from a recent trip to Minnesota for my niece's high school graduation. Then there's a link to assignments, and all the assignments should be up. And you should be able to go in and get information on assignments. Let's see here. First major writing assignment due July 5th. And again, here's more information. And I recorded a video for the assignment back before we went to the 4 number system back a couple semesters ago when it was just EDCI 570, and just more information. And I've also provided here pieces of literature that you can use in the review. You can use these in the review. Once you've completed your paper, here's where you're going to drag the file and upload. And all the assignments are over here at this shortcut. All right. Now there. And that concludes the introduction for EDCI 5700. I'm looking forward to meeting you all, looking forward to reading your writing, and also to watch you improve as a scholarly writer as I provide feedback. Thanks again for taking the course. If you have any questions, please reach out to me by email, or you can you can go email me through Canvas through that email system, or just your regular email, johnc@uidaho.edu. Again, thank you, and I will talk to you later.